Hang on my shoulder, like a bird. There we go. What do you think? Should we say hi? Hello everyone. My name is Jenna. You guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of another weekend vlog. And hello from Freya, who really does not want to be held right now. I am just about to leave to my piano lesson. I gotta put like proper pants on because right now I just have shorts on. But it's the weekend. It's the weekend, yay! I'm so excited because tomorrow is Independent Bookstore Day and a couple of my friends and I have plans to go do a little tour of like 3 separate little indie bookstores in our city. So I'm excited. I have very little thoughts as to what I'm gonna be getting, but what I can tell you is that the book buying ban will be broken tomorrow, but then we're just gonna go right back on it. It's a teeny tiny little blip, and I think it's an okay blip because it's supporting indie bookstores. The plan is to buy 1 book per store, I think, which is a little tricky to say because I might buy multiple at McNally because McNally is my favorite and I do have a discount at McNally. I have like the 10% off thing. So I might get 2 there, but that's okay. I'm really excited to see what kind of like merch is out tomorrow, freebies, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I have very little plans for like what I'm gonna buy. We're gonna see. Maybe I'll get Sunrise on the Reaping in physical format. I don't know. I have it on my Kobo, so I don't need it. And I paid like full price for it on my Kobo. It wasn't on sale or anything. So I probably should just read it on there. Last time I was at the bookstore, I almost bought, I can picture the cover in my head so well. It's like The Cat Who Saved Books or something. The sequel to that, or like another book by that same author, was out brand new, and that one sounds really interesting to me. It's like about a library and a cat. So that one sounds really interesting to me, so maybe that one. I don't know. We're gonna see what's out. We're gonna see what's banging. We're gonna see what the other little indie bookstores have. Hey, Freya girl. And it's gonna be a good day. We're gonna meet at like 10 for breakfast tomorrow. So amazing, fun times, fun times. But yeah, it's officially the weekend. I do not know what exactly I'm gonna be reading this weekend, but I got a little bit of time. I can chat to you guys, tell you what I've got planned for the weekend. But I have like kind of given myself 3, 4, potentially 5 books to try and finish by the end of April, which I know is a little insane because April is done as of this week coming up. So this is what I have planned. Last week, I started Masters of Death on my Kobo. I would like to wrap this one up. I'm currently 53% of the way through and I'm still enjoying it. I find it very interesting because it's very, there are some scenes that I have come across that feel so long. It's just, there's too many characters in the scene and they're all talking, so it takes forever to get through the scene because they won't shut the fuck up and they won't just like, it feels like it's just going in a circle. There's been a couple scenes like that, but I'm enjoying it otherwise. It's fun having just a bunch of random fucking supernatural characters in the real world. I think it's fun. So I have that one, and then I also would like to get a good chunk done, if not finished, The Ashfire King by Chelsea Abdullah. But the biggest thing, the biggest, most important thing that I need to get done this weekend, or that I need to get read this weekend, is this book right here, The Favorite Fae. I need to get a good chunk read of this. I would like, in a perfect world, to finish part 1 and get into part 2 of reading this so that I can start, you know, I'm rereading my book before I go into editing it in May. Before I go through any of my beta reader feedbacks or anything, I wanted to like read it myself and make my own plan as I go forward because May we are fucking buckling the fuck down. So that's like the most important. If in a magical and perfect world, I finish all 3 of those things, which I really don't think I will do, I have also Blood March here that I want to reread, and also The Bound Worlds by Megan E. O'Keefe, which I would love to finish this trilogy and wrap this up and wrap up that video for you guys and get that up in May. So this is what I'm going to be reading next. I also have this bad boy, A Shadow Crown by Melissa Blair, sitting with me as well. That is next in the TBR. So this is like the immediate TBR, what I'm going to be reading right fucking now. Like, we're gonna be finishing The Ashfire King. I'm currently 30-some% of the way through. I'm on page 188. Really enjoying this so far. And then I am 50% of the way through Masters of Death, and I'm 5% of the way through my own book. So that is what we're gonna be reading this weekend. We are going to be buckling down a little bit. I've been listening to a ton of Writing About Dragons and Shit, that podcast. You guys know how much I love that podcast, and the people on it, they're just amazing. I have been falling behind because I go through phases of like wanting to listen to podcasts or like watching specific videos and stuff like that. So I have been falling a little bit behind on their content. So I have a bunch of episodes like stacked up. I think I've like almost caught up now because I just listened to episode 150 last night. So I have, I think 1 or 2 more, maybe 3 more to get through. But listening to Writing About Dragons and shit has like re-sparked my want to be working on something creative. And unfortunately, my brain wants to work on the Far Horizons trilogy, which is the next thing that I'm doing. But like, not so much that it's like, this is the only thing I can think about. It's like starting to lean more towards the Far Horizons trilogy by like, I really want to write my query letter for it first before I start writing it, before I start like drafting the story. And I've been thinking about comparative novels, like comp novels for this, for the query letter, because I think that's kind of an interesting idea to do a query letter first before writing it. So like, then I can revisit it once I'm done to see if it still like fits the vibe of, you know, the blurb that I've written for, that I will write for the query, if it still fits the book by the end of the time that I've written it. And then I have the query letter like ready for when I want to actually query things, because I do want to query things for Aegis Story when that comes out, or when that is done and whatever. But I have only one comparative novel ready and locked and loaded, and that is Empire of Exiles, because that is what has inspired the fuck out of this. It is the core of the fantasy mystery that I am structuring the story on, and I'm so excited about that. And like also like the pretty varied cast and stuff like that. But it is the fantasy mystery of Empire of Exiles meets something. And I have been hunting and asking everyone I know, so I'm asking you as well. A traditionally published novel within the last 5 years, or if you know of a piece of media that fits this absolutely perfectly well, let me know as well. Because I'm willing to use a piece of media that is not a book, that if it fits absolutely perfectly, you know? But okay, so Sage's story is about, essentially, the vibe of it is a group of characters, kind of like a D&D party, is getting on this boat right at the beginning of this. They're actually like finishing up a job where it's really gross and stuff like that. They're basically doing what a D&D party is doing, where they're just, you know, trying to make money and shit. And they're trying to like get a name for themselves. They want to be adventuring. They want to be like heroes kind of a thing. They get caught up in this mystery in this small town that they get dropped off at, this very tiny pirating town, right? So they're in this pirating town. Right when they arrive, they see this woman getting attacked by this beast, and they're like, what the fuck? And then she gets real mad at them when they come in and like fuck shit up, because she's like, I had this. We have been trying to kill this creature for so long because nobody can figure out what it is. Nobody can figure out where it's come from. Like, it just keeps like stealing our sheep and our livestock in the middle of the night, and you guys fucked it up. So they are now in this little town, and they're like, well, to make up for that, we're going to figure out what's going on. We're going to like go out and kill this monster for you guys. They realize that it's not just that. Shit's worse. They get into this really deep, convoluted type of situation. The bad guy has really interesting like necromancy magic where they can pull on like soul strings, and I'm very excited to dabble with that as well. So the vibe, D&D party, going on an adventure, getting stuck in a problem that they didn't realize was actually happening. If you know of any fantasy book that has that core group of characters that feels kind of like what a D&D quest party goes on, let me know. I am not going to be using Kings of the Wild, because that, though it is a like D&D party flavor, doesn't quite work. I could maybe use Sarah Beth Durst's. Oh, what the fuck is it called? Oh my god, I could maybe use Sarah Beth Durst's, one of her recent novels, but it's not like super well known, so I don't know how well that would go. The Bone Maker, because that has interesting necromancy magic, and it is like a D&D party. Okay, so like something like this, but I'm aiming for something that feels a little bit more like Critical Role, fun, Campaign 2 of Critical Role vibes, and I don't think I could use that in my column. Good job, Jen. You thought of one that might be a fit. So Empire of Exiles meets The Bone Maker by Sarah Beth Durst. Something like that. But if you know of any more books that feel like a D&D party quest type of thing, let me know. Also, if you know of a pirating fantasy that has like a group of people, like multi-POV people, that like the point is more of an adventure, let me know. I could kind of use The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi for that, but when I think of Amina al-Sarafi, I think of getting the gang back together for one last time, which I guess is what The Bone Maker is, and also what Kings of the Wild is. but it's getting the gang back together one last time for one last quest, you know? And that's not really what this book is. It's not what Sage's story is at all, right? They're a fresh group of adventurers trying things out, but I guess I could probably use the Adventures of Mina al-Sarafi because of the pirates. I gotta read that one again. I can't use Darkwater Daughter by Hannah Long because that's not quite right either, because that feels much more like, if I'm using that as a comp, I want to use that as a comp for a book that is like steampunk, not steampunk, what is that? Flintlock fantasy, specifically with really interesting magic systems. Weather magic systems, that one doesn't work either. But yeah, so that is this extremely long-winded intro aside, is me asking if you guys have any thoughts as to any books that fit that vibe. I'm gonna go. I gotta get dressed and I gotta stop yelling. But I will chat to you guys a little bit. But that's gonna be the weekend. I'm very excited. My TV's loud. I'm excited for tomorrow. I was contemplating doing like a separate video for tomorrow, but I think I'll just include it in this vlog because I don't know how much footage I'm going to be getting tomorrow anyways. So, but yeah, welcome to the vlog, my beautiful friends. Let's get this started.
It's a baby girl in a sunbeam. We don't get much sun in this place, baby, but we do get the occasional sunbeam on the door. We have a baby and a sunbeam on a little poof for leverage. Yeah. Baby, are you ready for bed? Are you ready for bed? Sweetness, you're just laid out like a little sausage on the back of this. Look at you. You laid out so long. Are you ready for bed? Oh yeah, she was like, "Could we ready, baby? Come here. Come here. Oh, sweetness. Hi, baby. Do you have a snooze? Oh my goodness gracious. She having a snooze. Hi, baby. Hello.
Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. I'm now back home. Changed out of that dress I was wearing because it's warm in my place. And that dress is like a sweater. But hi. Welcome to Indie Bookstore Day Haul. Told myself this is the day we're breaking the book buying ban. And I broke it. And then I also told myself that I was gonna do like one book a place. But I was like, I know it's gonna be hard at McNally because I have a discount at McNally. I just want to buy all the things. So I bought 3 books at McNally. But I got a lot of freebies. And then at the other 2 places, I bought 1 book and a bunch of stickers. So let's go through it. I'm so excited about this. Truly, at McNally, they had like a table of free stuff, which obviously I went and rated. I have a We Love Indies coloring book, which I think is really cute. This is awesome. Like it's gorgeous. I'm very excited about that. And they also had a Myrtle freebie, which is so fun. 5 mystery logic puzzles. I've always wanted to try a Myrtle, especially with the books. So I think this is a good little freebie. We love this.
And I got this a bookmark, which I can't believe this was free, but we got it on the free table, which is awesome. It's a little kitty. And then a Halfling Saga bookmark as well. Has the whole thing. Thought it was fitting. A mini puzzle, which I think is so fun, and I'm gonna be doing that in a second. And then Books Are Safe Spaces, this cutie little sticker, and then this tote bag, which is the Jane Austen 250th anniversary of the Canterbury series, the Canterbury Classics versions of her books. I had to pick up a tote bag. I just had to. So that was the tote bag of the day. All free, which is insane. And then the books that I got there, I picked up a copy of The River Has Roots by Amal El-Mohtar because I absolutely loved this earlier last month, this month. Oh, and the hardcover is so cute. So I had to have a physical copy of this. It was like number one on my like get today list. I hate that it's like $32 for this tiny little hardback, but I loved it so much that I don't mind paying that much. I then picked up The Cat Who Saved the Library by Sosuke Natsukawa, who is the author of The Cat Who Saved Books, which I just thought this was the cutest little thing and it sounded so cute. Picked that up and I absolutely love the cover. And then picked up Funny Story by Emily Henry because I don't have happy people. Is that the other one? I have beach read, book lovers, and people we meet on vacation. Happy people, I think that's what it's called, the other one. I didn't like that one a whole heck of a lot, so I'm not like actively seeking that one out. I have yet to read this one, but I know that this main character love interest guy is very Nick Miller coded from New Girl, and New Girl is my favorite TV show, and I'm in love with Nick Miller, so I picked this up and I love the lemons on the spine. Focus on the spine, please. I love these spines so much. And I refuse to buy any Emily Henry books in hardcover. So there's that. And then we went to Prairie Sky, which is a little indie bookstore here. And I picked up Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill, which is from a charming new voice in cozy fantasy comes a tale of fae, folklore, and found family that is just as delightful and warm-hearted as the charismatic lake-dwelling monster who tells it. So I've not heard much about this, but it's blurred by T. Kingfisher on the front, and I absolutely yes to this one. And then I got these cutie little stickers. I got this little guy. He's a guy with a little hat. I love him so much. And then I also picked up this one because it's a little tarot card of the bookstore, which we love. And then this is a magnet for my Frige. It is the Cult Book Club. I just thought it was very fun and apt. And then finally we went to Raven's End, which is a horror bookstore here. I think it's a horror bookstore specifically. It's like they have also fantasy books there as well, but it's horror leaning. And I ended up picking up Fledgling by Octavia E. Butler there because if I see a Butler I do not have, I will be buying it. The only other ones they had were both of the Parable books. So picked up Fledgling, which we love, and I'm going to be reading that. And then a freebie, they had like a little spinny wheel at the front. I got this sticker for free, which has a little kitty cat on it, which we love. And then I bought these two stickers. On top of that, I bought this one, which says a book travert, which I thought it was really funny. And then these little black cats. So I'm now a black cat mom, so I had to get one. That is little black cats. So that was the haul today. Oh, I also got this really cutie little dessert at Raven's End because they had a woman set up at the front selling some like sweet treats and stuff. And it's like a lemon lavender blondie, but it's in this like beautifully packaged container and it comes with a little shovel and it looks like you're gonna be like digging a grave or something. I think it's supposed to be like gardening with the shovel because it's like a patch of grass, but in my head, because it was at a horror bookstore, it is digging a grave. So that's gonna be my sweet treat for later, but I'm very excited about this. I love all the stickers that I accumulated today. I need to redo the back of my Kobo now because I have all these new stickers for it. So we'll probably be revamping this bad boy. Love that for me. I'm so excited about it. But yeah, what a day. It was so fun. I am overheating. But okay, we're back on the book buying ban. We added 5 more books to the shelves, 4 more books to the TBR because I have read the Amal El-Mohtar one already. And I'm so excited about all the other ones. I really, really am. We love this. And then you're currently sitting on Funny Story. So all of those plus some goodies. This can go in my fridge. I'm gonna do this little puzzle. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited to try the Myrtle stuff. Got this bookmark. Also, I picked the bookmark with like the sort of black cat on it. So black cat mom, making it my whole personality. Anyways. Oh, it was so fun. And when we were at Raven's End Books, some bookstores also had this fun little like challenge and if you could find the golden ticket, you get like 12 free Libro FM audiobooks. When we walked into Raven's End, they were all like, no one's found it yet. And Samuel found it within 5 minutes. He found it on the back of the chair. So he gets I'm so glad that one of our party got that. I had no idea that they were doing that as well. We love Libro FM in this household. So that was very fun. That is our adventure today. Love that so much. Now I'm gonna just hang out and chill. I think it's almost 3. I'm gonna read something probably. Last night I decided that I didn't want to read A Favorite Fae on my Kobo. I want to actually print it out like I've done with the 3 previous drafts. So tomorrow when I go to Mom and Dad's, I'm going to be bringing my computer and I'm going to print it out there. It's going to be a lot of pages, but it's gonna have to happen. And then I'm going to get a binder or something and bind that shit. So that's going to be my project when I go to Mom and Dad's tomorrow. That's what I did. But then last night I read more of Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, and I'm currently 67% of the way through. So maybe I should wrap this one up today. Sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. But anyways, that is the haul. That is what's up, my friends. We have acquired many fantastic books. I'm so happy with this haul. Now I just want to do all the like little activities. We're going to do this one, I think. It's a little Van Gogh, the sunflowers one, which we love. It's a little 50-piece puzzle, which is kind of crazy in this tiny little box, but we got it. So, and then I have my little black cat crawling around the floors behind me. But what a day. I feel so like hot and gross because I got home and immediately was like, dress off, hair up. I'm just gonna put a random t-shirt on and I feel much better now. But yeah, 'tis the day. I'm also gonna redo my Kobo. So that's the update, my friends. I'll chat to you a bit later.
Baby, are you in the sunshine? Not quite. We don't get any sun in this place. But you're looking at the sunshine. You're listening to the birds. Yeah.
Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I just got back. Hence why my child is sitting on me like she's like, I don't want to be held, but I want to cuddle briefly because I'm back home from dinner at Mom and Dad's. Hi. It's officially Sunday. Today has been an interesting day. Got my oil changed this morning in my car. It took an hour and a half, even though there was nobody else getting work done. I was like, why is it taking so fucking long? But it's fine. Just sat there. And then I went to the grocery store, not my usual grocery store, the Superstore, which was a choice simply because I had a gift card. This is a return that I printed off a label for. Went to the Superstore and oh my fuck, I hate the Superstore. I walked in and immediately was overwhelmed by the produce section because I don't understand their produce section. It doesn't have any order that I can see that I'm used to in like the grocery stores that I've been to. It doesn't follow any specific order. And I just get overwhelmed by it. So I walked into it, stared around, and like picked up a pack of mini cucumbers and then immediately went into like the home goods clothing area because I was like, I need to get used to the store where it's not as busy because the food side of Superstore overwhelms me so much. And then after I like meandered a little bit, looked at their books, looked at their clothes, bopped around, I then went into the food section and I did not get some of the things that I was looking for because I just did not know where they were. I just kept going up and down different aisles and all that kind of stuff, but like it was only $50 some. And as someone who regularly gets groceries at Sobeys and it's always 100 or more, that was shocking. Granted, I didn't get nearly as much stuff, but shocking. I was like, excuse me, it's a how little money? And I didn't pay for it because it was a gift card too, so.
Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh, thank you for the kisses. That's so nice.
And then I came home and sat on the couch for a while. Then I went to Mom and Dad's. And at Mom and Dad's, I tried on my dress again for my friend's wedding with a new bra that I got. And oh my God. I tried to put the bra on before I went to Mom and Dad's, and I literally tried to put it on 4 separate times, and my thumbs gave out. Why? Because it is a 6-prong bra. So it is like tall on my back, and I physically couldn't do it this time. My thumbs just could not do all 6 up. I could get 3, and then they would give out, and I wouldn't be able to figure it out. So I gave up. I had my mom help me put it on because I was like, Mom, I can't do this. I can only do like 3 maybe. And she's like, that's fine, I'll put it on for you. It's like a big corseted back one, and it works with the dress, which is great, and it works with the straps. And I think I'm gonna give my friend the option, who's getting married, obviously, because I will do everything that she wants. I'll give her the option of me removing the straps during photos so that like you can't see them, but I will have the straps on for moving around because it is very precarious. My titties are large and in charge, and in that bra they're a little precarious. I don't like strapless bras, but I think it'll be fine. Like it's close enough to my skin tone that it's not like super noticeable. They're a little shiny, which is unfortunate, but it's just gonna have to work. At least the back isn't like super high and it doesn't show on the dress like the bras that I usually wear do, so we love that. Makes me feel like I'm wearing armor, which I don't love, but bra works, yay. And then I also had to print the return labels off, or return label 1. And then I printed off a favorite Faye. And you may say, wow, Jen, that's not a lot of pages. I shrunk the fuck out of this. It's over 400 pages formatted, which is fun. Fun fact, it's over 400 pages formatted in PDF form, which is what the paperbacks take in all the programs. And I was not about to print like 468 individual sheets of paper. That would be actually insane. So I tried to format it a couple different ways to see if it would work. And then my dad's printer was just like, you want Morse code? Nice. And I think it's because I was trying to print the PDF that was formatted through Atticus. And I think there's like a safety measure built in where it just starts losing letters on the page. I ended up just going into Scrivener and printing direct from Scrivener. And I took it because it's usually like size 12 font double spaced, right? I bopped it down to 11 font and squished it to single spaced. And then I printed them off double sided. So this is like 100 some pages. It's 255 pages fully printed now at this specific formatting, which is fun. But now I have it in physical paper form, and I can start my read through and editing by hand, which is much more preferred than reading on my Kobo, because it's much more like hands-on, because making comments in my Kobo is so tedious. It's so tedious. Now we have this, and I love that. And now I'm back home. Now I'm back home. I also officially booked my piano exam. Fun fact, if you guys didn't know, I am a piano teacher, yes, and I've been teaching since I was 14 years old. So 13 years now. But I have also studied piano since I was 4 years old, and I went back to studying piano after a decade of not studying piano to do my level 9 with the Royal Conservatory of Music. And I officially booked my exam for August 19th. So we're officially booked, and I have the exam to end this level in August, which is a little crazy to say. And then I'm done again. I'm just gonna, because it's so expensive, it's so time consuming to just keep studying music. And it would be another like 4 years of studying music to get my level 10. Maybe one day I'll come back to it, but as for now, I'm really happy with just getting my grade 9. We'll sign, seal, deliver it then. But yeah, officially, we're booked. We booked it in. I'm happy with that. Reading news. I did finish Masters of Death by Olivia Blake yesterday, and I enjoyed it. I'm wondering if it's gonna be like an Atlas 6 situation. Although I will say it kind of did feel a little bit like an Atlas 6 situation. So I read the Atlas 6 last year, I think. It was fine. Like, it was an enjoyable reading experience. I have nothing against Olivia Blake's writing. Actually, her writing is actually quite fun, really engaging. But her world building in the Atlas 6 falls apart the minute you blow at it. So it and her like magic systems and stuff like that are just fucking batshit. So in this one, for the most part, I was like, this is actually really solid. Like, it's following a vampire who sells houses. She's a real estate agent who's trying to sell this house, but she's got a really persistent ghost there who's the previous owner, who was killed in some kind of a way. She doesn't really know how. And his family's got like a curse on it. So like every single one of his family members like dies for some reason early, and they don't really know why. It was cursed in some way. And then it's also following the godson of death, Fox Demora, who is just technically just like a normal ass human. He just has Time's watch. So he is actively immortal with that watch on. So he's like frozen at his age and whatever. Vi ends up, who's the vampire, she ends up meeting like a support group for different kind of supernatural creatures. And then they also introduce her to Fox to try and get help, because he is supposedly a medium who can talk to the dead. And so like they're like, oh, we can go to him for help with your ghost problem. They go to Fox and then they pull him in, and everything's like also kind of connected with these outside perspectives. Every so often there's angels involved, and there's also these like soldiers involved who are also kind of angels. They work for the angels in some kind of a way. They're called Reapers. It's this very interesting like push and pull with all these different supernatural creatures in this world, and it's in our world. Like, it's just fully just set in the real world. There's also this game that is played, and death is like the last person to face in this game, and no one has ever beaten death. So this game is never ending until somebody beats death, until someone is the master of death, and then they can shut down the game. And it's like an illegal gambling type of game situation, because like some of these immortal people are coming to this table and like bartering away their entire livelihoods. Like, it's crazy. So this is all happening, and it's like very twisted and interesting. But then we got to the end, like we got nearer to the end, and it started getting a little insane and a little convoluted, and the game makes no sense at all. Like, this is not even a game. I don't understand how they determine winners and losers at this table. Like, it's so weird. It's such a weird game. But I was enthralled by this book. So I enjoyed it. I think I really enjoyed it. And it was to the point of like, wow, I kind of want to read other Olivia Blake books, and I kind of want to own Masters of Death, which is a little crazy to say. But finished that yesterday. We love it. And then I kept reading a little bit of the Ashfire King as well. And I am currently on page 220. So I'd like to read a little more of this, and we will see how far I get through that. That's really all I have to update you guys on. We've finished Masters of Death. We printed a favorite face so I can start working on this bad boy. We're surviving. We're thriving. It's Sunday. I can't believe it's already like almost 9 o'clock on a Sunday. It's like 22. I'm a little baffled. Anyways, we're good. We're solid. But yeah, that's been my Sunday. So I think I'm gonna decompress a little. I think I'm gonna make a tea. We're just gonna see where this evening takes us. Is this your story now?
Okay.
Hi, baby. Look at this fluffy tail. What are you doing? What are you doing? There you are. Hi, baby. Hi. Hey, baby. Look at his head. It's so tiny. I'm back. Just went and voted. Yay, voting. Hi, sweetness. Hi, baby. Oh my goodness. No, you can't still Hi, baby.
Oh my god, hey friends, happy Monday. I almost forgot to end this vlog. It is 10 to midnight. Oh my god. Thank goodness I edited it earlier. Today was an okay day, as is most Mondays. It is currently election day here in Canada, and I went and voted today. Yay. So we don't get our own mini Trump up here. Fingers crossed that it goes fine. I have like checked every once in a while, and my boss at like 8:30 was like, "Oh, it's been called." And I was like, that's so early. And then all my friends were like, no, it has not been called. We have to wait until it's like settled and announced as to who our next prime minister is. So love that. But after work, I went on a little adventure to treat myself because of yesterday's weirdness. It was a weird day. I just had a weird, overstimulating day. I was very done for the most part of the day. And also because it's election stress day, and I saw these on Facebook Marketplace for a fucking steal, considering they're like special editions. So this one girl put up like 20 different special edition copies from Fairy Loot and Illumicrate. And I was like, bestie, can I have this one and this one? And then also she had another listing that had like items from Illumicrate and Fairy Loot boxes. And one of them was a puzzle. So I picked up this cutie patootie little 1,000-piece bookshelf puzzle, which looks fun. When am I gonna be able to do that? I don't fucking know. At some point. I have a kitten. It's really hard to do puzzles when I have a kitten, especially when they're 1,000 pieces, because I don't have the space to do an 1,000-piece puzzle. I also picked up Alone with You in the Ether by Libby Blake. This stunning copy. Like, this is so fun. We love a little hidden with these beautiful end pages. And the side is bees. Love. Have I read this one? No. But I liked that Masters of Death enough that I'm like, I want to explore other things. And I've heard this one is a lot of people's like favorite books ever. So we got that one. And I got this beautiful special edition of Air by Sabah Tahir. And it is quite possibly the most beautiful book I now own. I am flabbergasted by this one. Absolutely flabbergasted. This is like a reversible dust jacket. I believe this is the original cover of Air on the inside. But look at this. I'm in love with this book. Oh my god. Oh my god. And the end pages are so beautiful. I love when art is made of the end pages. And what came with this one particularly are these little, like, what are they called? Overlays. They're scene overlays. Like, look at this shit. So what you do is apparently, like, in some scenes, like each one of these correlates to a scene. It says on the back, or it says on the thing, and you can like place them inside. And it's like a scene from something, which is fun. Some of them are like really dark. Maybe I'm just looking at them backwards. No, I'm not. Some of them are quite dark, but like, so there's like scenes, which is really fun. So I picked that up as well. And I drove like 30 minutes to get it to a part of the city I have never been in. And I was just like looking around. I was like, wow, these houses are so cute. So love that for me. It was a treat for me. A treat for me. Yes, you did hear me correctly the other day. Saturday, the book buying ban is back on. This does not count. This does not count. Why? Because my dad gave me cash and I used that cash for this. So it's free money. It's free money. I didn't pay for this. My dad did. So it's fine. It's fine.
I love Facebook Marketplace so deeply. As you guys fucking know. I love Facebook Marketplace. Like, it's like a problem. It's becoming, oh, this is signed. Fun. I think this one's also signed. I haven't actually checked. Yes? No? Maybe? Oh, there's, because it's Fairy Loot, there's a reader letter in it. Okay. I scroll on Facebook Marketplace like I scroll on TikTok. So that's just what I do. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I did tonight. Added 2 new books to the TBR. This weekend has just been a weekend of like buying books and adding things to the TBR, but that is okay because it was Independent Bookstore Day this weekend. We have a kitten who's currently attacking a cloud in the corner. If you hear any like stuffed animal noises, that is what that is. It was Independent Bookstore Day. We're okay with spending money when it's Independent Bookstore Day, as everyone should be. I'm happy with the books that I ended up buying for that. Adding 4 new books to the TBR, 5 new books to the shelves. We love it. And ended up finishing Masters of Death, which is great. I read a little bit more of The Ashfire King. We're past page 200 now. I need to get boogieing on that one. And last night I did read about 10 pages of my own book after printing it and all that kind of stuff. And then I was sitting here, Allie sent me her beta reading notes. And before I didn't even read her beta reading notes. I just was sitting here like, I have the utmost imposter syndrome now. Like, I have never experienced that fear. I have not yet experienced that fear, that innate like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to do this. The fear of like, what if I get into this and start editing things and I get stuck and I can't fix things and I can't make this book good. And I was like, what if? Oh my God. So I just sat on my couch for a few hours, just stuck. I literally could not do anything. I couldn't read. I couldn't pick up a pen to like start editing. I could do nothing. And so I finally just was like, fuck it, just start reading it. Like, I had started reading like on my Kobo, I'm like 5% of the way through. So I just read a little bit of it and then like started editing and it kind of broke through that. But I still have that little bit of fear because we are officially announcing the release date and releasing the cover on May 11th. So that shit's locked in stone. I have to get this done because I need it off my plate. I need to start working on something new. New, i.e. Sage's Story. I need to start drafting something. I need to start thinking of other things creatively and all that kind of stuff. Because this book has been on my brain for well over a year now. How long has it been? Since November of 2023. I think. So I need to, not like that's a crazy long time. Like, I know people work on books for 5, 10, however many years, right? But for me, I need to get this out of my brain. I need to finish it. I need to do good and fucking get it out. And I think the one thing that's going to help me break through a little bit of the imposter-y syndrome fear that's hitting me right now is actually reading the book and coming up with my own opinions about what's good, what's bad, what needs fixing. And then usually as I'm reading, I can like figure out what I'm fixing. I just need to read it and edit it. So the plan is to do that read through this week. And by next weekend, I can start editing. That is the plan. So I am not doing anything tonight because it's midnight, but like tomorrow when I'm home, I'm going to start chipping away at it. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I don't have anything going on. And then Friday night, of course, I can just chip away at it. So like, hopefully I can just breeze through this. As a reminder, it is 125,000 words long. A Little Luck, I think, landed between 80 and 90K. So it is going to take me a while to edit this. There's no such thing as breezing through this. I am going to need every single second in May to get this done. But yes, you can expect a writing vlog. Yes, you can expect all that kind of stuff. An editing vlog, I guess. A beta reading, update vlog, whatever. All that kind of stuff. But for now, my friends, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this weekend. That was the Independent Bookstore Day and finishing Masters of Death by Livy Blake. It's been a good one. And I'll catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.